here. Now, you may have seen a couple of episodes of Uncut as of yet, and if you haven't, please go back, review, watch some. They're quite fabulous. I tell you right now, we caught up with Matisyahu in Austin, Texas as he performed at the Backyard, opening up for 311. Check it out. Hey, Toby Ryan here at the Backyard at Backstage, actually, and we're here with Matisyahu this afternoon, man. Thanks so much for sitting down, hanging out with us this afternoon.
Sure.
And welcome back to Austin, Texas.
Thanks.
Austin's kind of had a role to play so far in your success a little bit, I guess, with the live recording. When was that actually done?
That was done in maybe March or February or March of 2000 and...
Probably 2004, I want to say. That was South by Southwest,
right?
right?
I think 2000, maybe 2004, maybe 2005.
And it was just a couple of months later that I guess you jumped on with Epic Records, or were you already with Epic Records at that time?
Well, basically we went out on tour that winter, I think end of January, and while we were out on tour, we made the deal with Or Records. So Or is who signed Los Lonely Boys, right. And they were kind of a smaller record label that had like a upstreaming deal with Epic. And then, you know, one of the A&R, Michael Kaplan, so he realized that our kind of like thing was the live show. So he just, I guess from his connections from Los Lonely Boys, he knew like a sound truck and all the stuff in Austin. And I guess he thought it'd be cool, like the extremities of, you know, me being Jewish and reggae, and then doing it like in Austin and at a barbecue place.
Right.
It's like kind of a
Texas,
far out
baby.
kind of place for, not what you would think, you know.
Exactly.
So, and they just sent the truck and we did it, and then I think they turned it around real quick, and after a few minutes, I mean a few months or weeks or whatever, Epic Upstream, you know, took us pretty much right off the bat. So,
did anyone expect the record to be as successful as it was? I mean, being a live CD, did they kind of have, well, you know, we'll put it out, we'll see what happens, or was it kind of exciting to realize that it was kind of blowing up for you?
Well, I think Michael might have expected it, and we certainly, you know, believed in our abilities as a live band. I don't think anyone else expected it from the record companies. It was supposed to be kind of like a setup for the other record,
record, right.
For the studio record, you know, the clean record. But yeah, then like King Without a Crown started doing really well on K-Rock and a bunch of radio stations around the country. And at the end of the day, I think it went pretty well with that.
So were you kind of worried, like in the beginning when you were doing the record, that maybe you would be, I don't know, considered kind of kitschy, or that it was a gimmick? I mean, were you kind of worried that people are going to think this is a gimmick and this is, I mean, it's not what you are, this, you know, you really write this music and that's who you are? Is that kind of a concern of yours?
It wasn't a concern really. I mean, it's definitely something that's, you know, it's like, obviously that's how some people are gonna react, but you know, to me, my music and my religion has always been something I take very seriously. So the thought never really even crossed my mind that, oh yeah, you know, this could come off like this, or it could come off. So I never really thought about it at all. And you know, then here and there I'd read something or I'd see something where someone would say that, but I never let that faze me, you know. And I just take myself more seriously, you know.
Say 15 years ago, who were you 15 years ago? Same guy?
Well, 15 years ago I was how old? 13, yeah. I wasn't the same person. I mean, I'm the same person, but I was 13 years old. I'm 28 now, so now I'm married and I have 2 kids. And
did you ever think that you would be doing what you are now? Did that even cross your mind as a kid? It was something that you, as growing up, were you ever like, man, one day I'm going to be a musician, and this is kind of what I want for my life, or did it just kind of evolve that way?
Yeah, it's kind of always what I wanted to do. It's always my dream, and I always, you know, was performing as a little kid. Even when I was 13 years old, I was, you know, in school plays and choruses and, you know, doing different kind of stuff. And this kind of manifested out of that. So, yeah, it's always what I wanted to do. You know?
Do you find that that your religion sometimes, it's kind of difficult to go out on the road and do what you need to do as an artist? Does religion kind of cross paths quite a bit, and does it make things a little more difficult, or you just kind of work around it and find the right way to make it happen?
I think in general, if I wasn't religious, if I am, I mean, being out on the road as a musician and touring and all that kind of stuff is something that you have to have some certain kind of balance, and obviously so many musicians are extreme types, and that's why people love them, and in the end it can be to their demise, so I think in general it's hard to be an extreme type and to try to stay balanced in a world where you're every night have to go out there and really be extreme, so I would say that's more difficult than trying to maintain. My religiosity is kind of all about trying to maintain balance in my life, and so I think it's hard for anyone, With this lifestyle,
I mean, do you find yourself tempted quite a bit to stray? I mean, are there temptations around every corner, or do you kind of surround yourself with a good core of friends and good people to tour with, so that you really don't run into a lot of temptation?
Yeah, I have good, guys in my band and my family's with me, my wife and kids, and everyone that's around is pretty much positive, relatively healthy, supportive people. So. And temptation it's all like, relative, some people would say, the stuff that goes on, is absolutely like, that's nothing compared to what was going on with other bands.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for me or for whoever, that stuff can still be tempting, so.
Talked about 15 years ago and who you were and what you thought you were going to be doing. What do you think you'll be doing 15 years from now? Do you still want to be doing music? Do you still want to be touring?
In some sense, I think I'll be doing music, for a while, but I don't know if I'll be doing music, straight through my whole life. I definitely have other interests, and and trying to help out and give back to the community, and different projects and stuff like that. And but yeah, I think music is something that I'll always be doing, and I think I'll always at some point, go back out on the road and tour. Hopefully, God willing,
Right. Do you have like other hobbies that you want to do? I mean, other passions? Think just want to pick up and travel the world one day, or I don't know, is anything?
Well, I ride a motorcycle. I have a Harley.
Oh, really?
And what kind of Harley?
Yeah,
lowrider.
Right on. I used to have an old shovelhead that I rebuilt myself. Like I tore it down to bare bones to the frame and rebuilt it. I mean, do you like to go long distance, big rides?
I've done some long distance rides, but mainly my dad rides, and the two of us will go for a week or something. We were just in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee.
Riding?
That's
yeah.
Awesome. We went down there, but I mean, in general, I'm in college I studied screenwriting, so maybe at some point I would want to get to do that, or get into acting or theater, was something I was always into, and and in terms of trying to help, in terms of young artists and that have a spiritual kind of tendency to maybe get involved in some kind of program to try and help kids, that are trying to figure it out, so, all those different things,
Yeah, Renaissance man.
I like doing different stuff. I've always been involved in different stuff.
Man, I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us for a little while and chat with us, man. Looking forward to the show tonight. Welcome back to Austin, Texas. So,
thanks.
Have a great show tonight, man.
Okay, thanks.
So there it is. We want to thank Matisyahu and the camp for being very accommodating. We had a great time. I'm Toby Ryan, and this has been Uncut. Jerusalem.